it's the official first week without football.
Was the Super Bowl last week?
Last Sunday, dude.
A week ago.
Yes, about a week ago.
Oh my God. It feels like it's been... We had a crazy week.
Time has been moving so slow since football has ended, and I'm not doing well mentally, emotionally.
And I'm not doing well physically.
It's anyone's surprise, Drew is sick again. Again!
Do you know what's funny too? I mean, I've been sick multiple times, but I remember last year or a year and a half ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm training for the LA Marathon. I had a week of good training in, and then I got super sick. And now, for those of you that are following along, I officially started a week ago, I started my official...
About a week ago. Continue.
I started training for the Taco Bell 50K. Mm-hmm. And now I'm sick.
And now you're sick.
Yeah.
But that's
sick.
That's typically how the universe works. It's like, oh, you want to do something good for yourself? Let me throw in an obstacle.
But they do say an arrow only goes forward after it's pulled back. It's always darkest before the dawn.
Two lefts don't make a right. Look a horse in its mouth.
Lick a horse.
Look a horse in its mouth.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't teach it how to fish.
And you look at it in the mouth.
What is?
Have you ever heard that saying?
You can't look a horse.
Look a horse in its mouth. In the mouth. Look a horse in the mouth. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. So Quayle taught me that. It's an idiom advising against finding fault with a gift or questioning the value of something received for free. So back in the day, oh my God, look at this horse. Can you see it?
Oh, it's like a creepy horse with the teeth.
It's so creepy. So back in the day, you'd gift people for horses. Now you're just gifting, cards, flowers.
The horse was a gift?
A gift horse. You're not supposed to look a gift horse in the mouth. Dating back to 1546, you look in a mouth and you estimate a horse's age and health.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, and you don't look it in the mouth.
But it's saying
don't look at it.
It doesn't matter how old it is. It doesn't matter its health. You got a free horse. Be okay with the free horse.
Yeah, suck it up, dude. It's a horse. Like, you got a horse.
Were you a little girl that wanted a horse? I feel like
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
So no. I have never forgot this insult. I used to work at a restaurant for many years, and one of my old coworkers had one of her friends come in, and I just knew him passing. And so at one point he mentions to her, or she was like, oh, I'm going to go hang out with Des. And he's like, oh, is that the horse girl?
That's crazy. I remember this.
You too.
Yeah.
And it stuck with me. And I'm like, I'm not a horse. For those who don't know, being a horse girl is like,
it's kind of a
listen,
diss.
if you're a horse girl, no shade. But being a horse girl, it's like you gallop on those sticks of horses through the school hallways. Uh-huh. It's just, you're just a little bit off kiltered.
Uh-huh. Which you are, but not that way.
I don't think I've ever, listen, okay. But I would ride like a stick horse. That would be so fun. Have you ever seen those challenges where you have to, well, it's actually a true sport. No shade still. But, like, you have to ride a stick horse. I need to figure out what it's called. But it's a real, actual sporting event. And you have to go leap over obstacles. Riding a stick...
You'll listen later.
Riding a stick horse sport. Hobby horsing is what it's called, everyone. Is rapidly growing legitimate sport originating in Finland, where participants perform...
Of course it was Finnish.
Equestrian-style movements, such as show jumping and dressage. While riding a stick horse, it requires significant athleticism, gymnastic ability, and skill. And you can create your own horse. You can compete.
Well, of course you can.
Listen, that would be fun.
What's it called?
Hobby horsing.
Do we think hobby horsing will be in like the 2035 or 2034 Olympics?
Dude, I hope so. You know what? Maybe I am a horse girl, because the fact that I'm getting so hype on this, it's just like anything for the bit, you know? Hobby
I
horsing.
will, well, I'm already doing it, but I was going to say, I will run the Taco Bell 50K if we can Google and find a hobby horsing event here and you go do it.
You already lost. I don't have to do anything, Drew. You were thinking in your head, you're like, checkmate.
You could. All right, so speaking of checkmate, I just want to jump, you know, when like I feel like you're this way with me, or you're this way like me, where like you get someone a gift and you're really excited about it and you're like, I just want to give it to you.
And I want to look it in the mouth.
But you know what I mean?
Sure.
Okay, I have a thing that's kind of a thing, like a surprise for this earlier segment, and I can't wait to tell you.
For me?
Yeah.
For
So
this?
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell you right now. So, leaning into this, you'll know eventually. Leaning into this, yesterday, Des was gone all day, and I was dying at home.
Yes, he's
So I was getting some work and stuff done. All of a sudden, I hear helicopter.
Ooh,
like glow. So you live in LA long enough, you can tell, unless you're Des and you think every helicopter is a plane.
We're not going to go there.
You can tell, like, or maybe I just can because I'm this kind of weird, but like typically news helicopters hover. And so you can tell news helicopter hovering. Police helicopters circle.
They circle.
And they
Yes,
circle
they do.
at different heights. If like some real shit's going down, they are like,
low.
You can see the pilot and they're like,
You can reach up and touch it. It's pretty
so
close.
I'm getting some work done. I hear some sirens, which you hear all the time. But all of a sudden, like, glasses shaking in the house, helicopter low. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. So what do? I go outside. Literally as 5 cop cars drive by, a helicopter right above my head. And I see this dude in a Lakers jersey with his hands up. They're like, get on the ground! Like across the street. I find out later that there was like a police chase and they jumped out and the dude ran down into our neighborhood. And like a bunch of cops arrested
so
him.
wild because we have talked about there was another GTA moment on our street, and we're not on the main street. We're straight off
a pretty main like city intersection.
Yeah, but we're not on it. So the fact that we've now had 2 GTA moments right outside the house is wild. 3? What?
Because I was sleeping last night, and Des is in her cave.
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
Sleeping.
Wait, what?
In a NyQuil-induced coma, and I come out of it and thinking I'm half dreaming, hearing a bunch of cop sirens and screaming and get on the ground. I sent you a text when we started recording. Open up your.
But I'm on D&D.
You can still open up the text message. Des is watching a video I filmed at 2 a.m. of another hit and run arrest that happened at our intersection just down the street last night at 2 a.m.
Oh my God! The first thing I looked at was like, is my car okay?
Your car is fine.
Your car is close to this.
My car is fine. There's a Tesla, you'll see it later when we're done recording if you want, right up the street by that hostel that got hit. So,
It's at 2 in the morning.
Literally 2 in the morning. I am sleeping and I wake up to this noise and I literally look out my window to see a guy with his hands up in the air and the cops going, "We will tase you, get on the ground." And so what do? Shirt on, run outside.
You went outside?
Of course I did.
Wait, these videos are from the apartment though.
Yeah.
Did you take more videos?
I didn't. I had no time. I didn't grab my phone. I just had to get out there and see what was going on.
Oh my God.
So I run out there. Some other dude's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I'm high on NyQuil. This is crazy."
Drew, how did you not wake me up for this?
Des, I thought about it, but you would have.
I sent you a voice memo earlier that day when you're like.
So when I sent Des a video of the helicopter, literally
during the day,
literally the dude getting arrested, and I'm like, "Des, you're missing out." And Des sends me a voice note screaming.
No!
And it's funny because when you get a voice note, you can see the like volume level. So it's like 6 seconds long, and at first there's like no volume, and then it's just maxed out volume. So I thought about waking you up.
Damn, you know what? Can we make a deal, a gentleman's handshake?
You truly would have.
Yes.
If it was 2 a.m.
Yes.
And I'm knocking on your window.
Yes.
Or your door saying, Des.
Do you know how nosy I am?
It wouldn't have scared you? I was worried it was going to freak you out.
I might have punched you in the face, but I would have been like, let's go, brother. Let's go.
To be fair, this is what I did to try to wake you up, kind of.
What?
I closed this door, our front door. I closed it not quietly, thinking you would have heard I'm surprised you didn't.
Wow, dude. I know. I feel like all the criminals out there, all the burglars are like, wow, she's in a dead slumber.
Well, because it was like a bunch. The helicopter never showed up, but it was a bunch of cop cars. They were screaming.
Yeah, in the video, I saw 4.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was more.
And there was a bunch on the other side. I counted, I think, like 8 or 9.
Oh, my God.
And they were like screaming, just normal screaming and screaming with their like blow phone.
I'm so mad.
Blow
I
phone?
didn't wake up. Blow phone.
But I literally, I knew you were going to be upset, but I also was like, I feel she'll be upset if I wake her up. So
what you're gathering is I'm just always upset at you.
That was a good point.
No, I think now looking back, I would have, yeah, I would have been interested to see it. But I'm not upset you didn't wake me up. I understand.
I would have.
We haven't had this conversation.
We haven't. And I would have woken you up if I woke up towards the end of it. So by the time I went outside, he was already, I mean, as I got outside, he was already being walked to the cop car.
Yeah.
If I would have woken up as it was happening and he hadn't even got out of the car yet, I probably would have been like,
oh, okay, yeah, we gotta go
most of
see.
the action was done.
And you guys have to realize, like, this video and also the video during the day yesterday was about like 5 houses down from us.
Yeah.
The video he just showed me was across the street, a stone's
like
throw. It was right there. And then same with the first GTA, literally the house directly across us. So the fact that this is pretty weird.
I know.
Whoa!
I know.
Wow,
So.
that's a surprise. You surprised me.
Got you.
Oh my God. Another GTA moment, huh?
So
everyone, Los Angeles, it's a great place to live. You should move here.
it is. The weather's great, especially lately.
I'm so cold recording this.
I'm not cold. I wrote on some of our notes, which, oh yeah, they're still here. I wrote, do people actually use umbrellas? Because I didn't yesterday, and I should have. So
Yeah,
it
was like
pouring
I
rain.
haven't seen rain like that. Like we got a flash. I was going to say tsunami warning, a flash flood warning at like 11:30 a.m. And it was like, stay in place, do not leave your house.
And so I didn't for a while. One, because I was sick and I slept in for like a while. And the nice thing about Breck, our producer, and also sometimes my dog, is that a lot of dogs and like cats are be like, hey, bro, wake up.
Something.
We got to do food. Wake up. I got to go to the potty. I think Breck would have a urinary tract infection before he's like, we're not going? All right, I guess I won't go. So he's hung out in bed with me all day. And then finally I was like, you should probably go to the bathroom. So we got up and I looked out and it was the kind of rain, like there's like big raindrops, and especially if it's sunny and you can see it. But this was the rain where like, quick glance, it didn't look like it was raining that hard.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do anything. So I was like, let me just put on my Birkenstock sandals and a sweatshirt, and that's it.
Okay.
And so I walked outside and immediately was like,
in your sandals.
In my sandals.
And you always wear socks with your sandals.
I didn't wear socks in my sandals.
Oh, okay.
At least I was that smart. But I walked outside and was like, wow, it's kind of raining. And then I got like 4 houses down, and literally I looked at a car that looked at me and was like followed me as they drove by and was like, what are you doing? Because I wore glasses. My glasses were covered in water. My hair was dripping. And I was so wet. Why? Because of course I was. I wasn't wearing a raincoat.
Do you have an umbrella?
Yeah, I remembered as I was walking outside, I was like, oh yeah, you gave me one.
Oh yeah, I did.
And I know exactly where it is. But I was like, I literally was like, I guess this is why people use umbrellas. But it never rains in LA. It never really rained in Denver either.
Never rained in Southern California.
Every episode we should do an over-under on how many songs you're going to attempt to sing.
I just got it.
I think we're at 2 right now.
But also when I go on walks, and typically when it's pouring, you only go on walks to walk our producer, right?
Yes.
Forget me. I have my umbrella. I'm shielding Breck. And Breck is like up above, and he has no idea. He has no idea what I'm doing for him.
But that's also because my dog, and I think a lot of dog owners will appreciate this, if it's raining, he's like, we walk outside and he looks at me and he's like, what the hell is this?
No, yeah.
And he does this thing with his eyes where he kind of closes them and then he looks at you and he's like, why are we doing this?
Why is it, there's wet happening.
So he peed and then we walked around. I was like, dude, you gotta poop. And he didn't poop for like a while. And it's like, well, then we're going back inside, and we turned around and he like ran, and he knows where our house is. And so he immediately just turned. Like sometimes if not, I'll be like, all right, we're going back home, and I'll have to like lead him home. He was like, no, we're going back in. We're going back in. So
yeah,
I didn't use an umbrella.
No, that's fine. I mean, this whole weekend was it was a fun time. We had some friends coming into town to visit.
We did.
It wasn't raining until yesterday, so that was good. It was like sunny when they were here.
Yeah.
Friday was Friday the 13th. Ookie spooky. Drew and I were like, let's get tattoos. We were so close.
Drew and I, Des means Des randomly was like, let's go get tattoos. And I was like, what? Des has one tattoo.
I have one.
That you got over 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was 18.
If anyone wants to guess not only what Des does for a living, what she instructs, but also what and where her tattoo is.
Well, I don't want
this
to do
won't
this.
backfire at all.
You want to talk about a woman's body on air.
In a good way? Ally.
I was 18. I got it in Vegas. All right?
Anyway.
It's fun
So,
stuff.
Des and I have several production meetings throughout the week because we work hard at this job. We do.
Yes.
And so we had a meeting scheduled for Monday. And we're like kind of like getting into it. And then all of a sudden Des is like, let's go get tattoos. And I'm like, what? So then I was like, are you sure? And she's like, well, maybe. And then we looked and we're like, there's a couple spots down here. Let's just walk. And if it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be.
And right around on Melrose in LA, that's where a ton of tattoo shops. Like we walked, I think only half a mile and hit up 6 tattoo shops. Yeah. Like there's a lot of them there.
The problem is not a lot of them. I mean, they were doing flash tattoos, flash for like Friday the 13th, but every one we walked into, we were like, hey, are you doing Friday the 13th flashes? And they were kind of like,
sorta.
Sure.
Which flash tattoos, typically you go to a shop and they're like doing $13 small, easy tattoos for Friday the 13th. Yeah. And they weren't doing any of those.
No. And I told Des that I'm pretty plugged into the tattoo world.
He has a lot of them, yeah.
I'm yadded. Anyway,
my God.
But I do know this because I have a couple friends who are tattoo artists. Typically, Friday the 13th flash tattoos, a lot of newer or apprentice tattoo artists will do it because they're trying to get out there and get a lot of clients. Mm-hmm. And so they can afford to do cheap tattoos. I think a lot of the places we went to, they already had established tattoo artists. So they were like, we're not, the cheapest ones we could find were like $50 to $80.
Like, you can't do that.
All Des wanted was initially she wanted a smiley face on the inside of her finger.
I know.
And then that turned into for a little bit.
But I don't know if I want to tell people. It's like your child's name. Because what if someone else wants it? I'm like, well, that was my idea.
Okay.
What were you going to get? Do you want to tell people?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple different ones that I was going to get, but I was wanting to get a little, I want to get like the American traditional like diving sparrow, like I think probably right around here. And then we saw a couple other cool ones. And then we met this really cool guy.
Ray.
What was the tattoo shop called?
Melrose Tattoo.
Something like that. But Ray was awesome.
Yeah.
Ray talked to Des for a long time and gave her a lot of helpful tattoo advice.
He did
a lot. And we talked for a while. And then all of a sudden he started looking at my other tattoos. And I was telling him there's one that I have that I kind of want to get covered up. And he was like, well, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. So now I think I'm probably going to get blasted by Ray. We're
going to pause.
That's what it's called, kind of.
You're going to get blasted by Ray?
I know it sounds insane.
What the hell does that mean?
He's going to tattoo me.
Why don't you say Ray's going to tattoo
Blasted
me?
As a tattoo.
Careful what you search. Careful what you search.
Safe search on. First thing is a Reddit post from 4 months ago. Question, why is everybody saying they got blasted? My understanding is that blasted is used for tattoos that leave essentially no skin untouched. Oh, I'm not going to get blasted.
Yeah, you're not. Please stop saying you're going to get blasted.
Got my elbow blasted today. Reddit.
Oh my God.
Reddit 1 year ago.
We must stop.
Blasting, covered in tattoos. I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Plugged in.
I think you can say anything because you're not covered. You just want a tattoo. So you're not getting blasted. So just don't say that because people are going to be like,
poser.
Yeah.
And
you know what's so funny is I was thinking about you saying like we were supposed to have a meeting and then Des was like, let's get a tattoo. No wonder, like, you and I have moments, like, I feel like you're always, and I say this jokingly.
Sudafed just kicked in. I can breathe. Sorry, go ahead.
Nice. Walking on eggshells around me because you don't know what Des you're going to get, because, like, I have, like, this is the very Gemini of me. Like, I'm either locked the F in, or I'm like, we got to be spontaneous. We got to go somewhere. We got to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. We, like, not in a bad way, but sometimes we, like, have had some tense moments, and I call it, like, work mode.
I know.
And I'm like, sometimes it's not the most fun to talk to you when you're in work mode.
Because focused.
You're focused. You're locked in, and you get shit done. Des is one of the most, like, motivated, like, get shit done-er people I know.
Get shit done-er.
But at the same time, there are also times where she's like, hey, you want to go to Tijuana and, like, not think for
grab
4 days?
a taco.
Exactly.
Let's go. But that's what's so fun. And it's really interesting because they talk a lot about dating. Nice. Taco. A lot about. But with Geminis, like, I have gone a lot of, like, if I say I'm a Gemini, a lot of people have a visceral reaction to it, because typically Geminis are the worst people to date, because since they're dual-sided, a lot of them say they're two-faced, or, like, they don't say what they mean.
But think about this. There are two-faced Geminis out there, and their two faces are, like, mean, nasty, angry, and, I don't know, spend a bunch of money and whatever.
Okay.
Your two-faced things are spring break partier and get shit done locked in. Like, those are, as far as, like, double-sided, those aren't the worst two sides to deal with.
Not the worst, right? So I could go either way.
Man.
Hey.
Or if Des wants to be a really crazy 2026, ladies.
Drew, you know my type. We don't even need to. Yeah, exactly. But
so, man.
Wow. What do they say about Sages? Like, what's the worst thing about you?
We cheat on everybody. No, that's true.
Why do you cheat on
because
everyone?
We're free spirits.
Sorry, Sagittarius, not Drew.
Because we're free spirits. We're hard to lock down. But the one, like, Sagittarius is like to travel. Sagittarius is...
I know the travel thing.
Yeah, don't stay in one place for long. Typically, Sagittarius is I know, like, don't mind change.
Yeah.
I'm a big... But my sun sign is something different. I've looked it up. I don't know what it is.
Your sun sign is a Sag.
If anyone's wondering when we're going to talk about football, give us like 45 more minutes.
I want another 2 minutes on this. But your sun sign is a Sag.
Oh, okay. Then
so you have a moon and a rising.
Then my rising is... I think my rising is Leo. I think I'm like a double Leo.
Oh, you freaking Leo. God, I love my Leos. I really do. I really do. That makes a lot more sense for who you are then.
I think, but that's the main thing I remember is like Sagittarius are like the life of the party. Like, they're free spirits. Everyone loves them, but they're hard to date.
Oh, I don't know about any of that for you.
What are you talking about?
Anyways, should we talk ball?
You don't want to talk about when you pushed me over in front of Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez?
Guys, I wanted to post on my story so hard. Yo, just brunched next to Selena Gomez, but I simply cannot. But for you sports ballers, I can. We went to brunch and we had brunch with Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco.
Yeah, they like, we kept being like, guys, they're staring at us, aren't they? And then we walked by, we're like, yeah, it's us from Sportsball. And they're like, holy shit, we're big fans. They asked us if we could sit with them. It was like a big deal. So.
And what's so funny, one of our friends worked at the restaurant we went to, and he's
Shout out Clint.
And he told us that was happening. But the whole reason I had a feeling someone was there is because I thought the security guard or the bodyguard was so hot.
Well,
like,
it was
that guy.
It was this double thing because we went to Max and Helen's in we were gonna shoot.
We can, yeah.
We went to
They don't need any more publicity.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a big new spot in LA, and there's like long waits. We had 8 people, so we knew it was going to be a big thing. So Des and I, because we're good friends, got up early in the morning and went and put our names down and waited 3 hours.
3 hours.
For a
3 hours.
table.
Mind you, I don't do this shit. Like, a lot of people think of LA and everywhere is like that.
There's a coffee shop up the street from us that I will not name.
It pisses me the F off.
There's always lines out the door for
around
this
the block, and it's not good. It's fine. Like, it is fine.
Yeah.
But they want to go there because Hailey Bieber went there once.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things like that in LA. And listen, this place is one of those.
And I knew it was going to be a big thing. It was good.
It was fine, yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I'd go back.
Okay.
But my thing is, and I've told people this, it was good. It was expensive, but not insanely overpriced.
No.
And if there are other places like that you'd have to wait 3 hours and have a dumb time waiting for, Larchmont, which is where this place is a cute place.
Yeah.
So if you know you're going to wait that long, you just go. I'm holding it in. We're fine. You felt it and saw it and heard it.
Hi.
All right, we're good.
I know when
God,
Drew's
you know my
about
noises.
to spit up burp, and I'm like, please just do it away from the mic.
I was holding it in. There are worse places to be like, hey, I'm gonna put my name in, and then go like, it's a beautiful name. You go there, you literally drive there just to walk around.
I just walk around and look at all the big houses, and I'm like, I'm gonna have that one, and I just manifest the itch out of it.
Except for the one time I love telling this story that Des thought the H from the Hollywood sign was gone.
So,
disappeared.
Me and Drew went to the Larchmont area, and he doesn't do this all the time. So the one time he came with me to drive to Larchmont, and I typically do like an hour walk on Sundays, whatever. Walking up this street, and there's like a perfect view of the Hollywood sign, and I sort of like look up. I was like, okay, there it is. And then I was like, wait, where's the H? And you could see perfectly the Hollywood.
It was a beautiful day.
Yes, gorgeous day, not a cloud in sight. The H is non-existent. And I'm like, there's no way. I look left, like I go to the other side of the street. I go a little bit further. I go a little bit back. I'm like, the H is missing. Drew. And I text him and I go, you need to meet me here as soon as you're done for your run. And you're like, okay, is everything fine? I'm like, no, it's not.
So then I sprint
No,
over.
it's not. He gets to me. I find him and I go, Drew, come with me right now. What do you see up there? And he goes, the Hollywood sign. I say, what is missing? He goes, the H. And we go on a full
Twitter search.
Yeah. Has anyone stolen the H? On Instagram. The H of the Hollywood sign. Not popping up anywhere. No one stole it.
It was this weird, like, sun shade
shadow
angle thing.
But it
did look like.
I wasn't just like, ma, but it, you know?
And I yeah, what?
I don't know.
I give Des shit all the time, but I also immediately was like, whoa, the H is gone.
Where's the H? So now, after that's been 15 minutes of our life, we can keep talking. And I was thinking about going into this episode, and a couple of people have asked us, like, what are you guys going to do? The season is done. And we mentioned a couple of times. Yeah, good question.
We don't know.
We have no idea. And so the thing is, there's a part of it that's like true. It's like, what are we going to do? There's another part of it that's like, watch. You think we can't talk for an hour about nothing? Watch.
We could. We could, and we will.
We're already on our way there.
Your loss.
So just watch us talk for a long time. And I guess we could talk about ball. We probably should.
Do you want to talk about the Olympics? Do you want to have like a little like...
Oh my God,
thank
you. Okay, guys, Olympics, which I believe... When do the Olympics end?
Welcome to Drew and Des Google shit for an hour.
It's this Sunday.
Oh my God.
You haven't watched any of it, have you?
I've watched... No, I put them on one day and I've watched some replays.
Okay, so this is our Olympics segment because there's like a couple of fun things happening around, right? So football related... Chloe Kim is a huge snowboarder. Drew had to teach me about her, but she has like over 4 million followers on Instagram, which is
but she was the youngest female snowboarder, if not the youngest snowboarder ever to win an Olympic gold in the half pipe. She's very good. She's from California. She's a certified badass.
Dude, I literally look at her and I'm like, I want to be her when I grow up, and I think she's 20. Wait, so she's 25, I believe.
Okay.
Maybe 26. She's so young. So this is her third Olympics. So she is dating none other than Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Which, what a fun year for this couple. You just won Defensive Player of the Year. And now your girlfriend's competing in the Olympics. Like, in 1 month. This has happened.
I mean...
The top of the top for each league they're in besides winning a Super Bowl, but this is the next best thing if your team doesn't win.
Yeah.
So I think that's fun.
I do too. So she's a badass, and he was in Milan cheering her on, right? Mm-hmm. He was there? Yeah. So that was really, really cool. I mean, I've been watching some different stuff. Total side note, but this comes out every year. It's a replay of like an old Olympics where a French alpine slalom skier gets rocked in the nuts. Have you seen this clip?
No.
So you go through the slaloms, right? And you got to go one side and the other side, one side and the other side. And so the skier is going to go by one of the slalom flags, but he goes over it, and it just smacks him right in the cock-a-doodle-doo. But it's funny too because the commentator is like, "Oh, monsieur," like he's like the Frenchman. It's very funny. Anyway, but what I really want to talk about is I watched yesterday a 15-minute unedited curling extravaganza.
Yes, he did.
I watched the whole. I was like, "What's going on with this curling thing?" Because I've seen it. There is. Talk about. You think the Olympics, the Winter Olympics, are cold? It's getting hot. It's getting hot on the curling ring.
Exactly my thoughts.
So you know the rules of curling, Des.
We all do curling.
So you have the rock, right? And there's the granite part and the handle. But once you get to the hog line, you can't touch the granite.
Cannot touch the granite, not the rock.
But at the hog line, you know that, right?
At the hog, if you hog, yes.
I don't know what any of that means. But the Swiss and Canadians were fighting each other.
Well, they were playing each other, yes.
But they were getting mad.
Uh-huh.
Because the Swiss are accusing the Canadians of touching the rock after it passes the hog line. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
So, if you watch, there's this video where the thrower, who low-key jacked, by the way, was throwing the rock. Nice. And then you watch him, and I watched it, and I've watched a lot of curling, so I know what I'm looking at. But it does look like he throws it, and then he does a little beep with his finger. He goes a little
correct
beep. You can't do that.
No.
But the Swiss were like, "Hey, refs, he's doing that," and it looked like the refs were like, "Yeah, he is," and they were like, "Can you do that?" And they were like, "No, you can't." And then they were like, "Okay." And they were like, pretty cool. Like, they didn't do anything.
No. So I did a little bit of research into this. So basically, a lot in the curling world, there has been a lot of attention on this Canadian team because they have been suspecting that he's been doing this for a long time. Now, a lot of people are like, well, how does he keep getting away with this? This is the Olympics. Well, because technically curling is like called a gentleman's sport.
Yes.
So a lot of the times you call your own fouls. It's very much like golf. Like you call your own fouls. There's no ref technically, which I think is there's like people that make sure the game is going, but they don't necessarily call fouls. From what I understand from the video I watched. It's just up to you to be a good person, which if that's what it takes, like no sport should be in the Olympics that is up to that team in order to do it because you're going to want to win gold. Like
there are Olympic athletes who they've done studies and they've said if you could take a drug that would guarantee that you would win an Olympic gold medal, but it would also take 30 years off of your life or something like that, would you take it? And almost all of them said yes. No. So like,
yeah,
they're going to fucking cheat.
Including curling. So essentially what has happened is both, because they were playing Switzerland or Sweden, you said?
I may have said Sweden, but it might have been Switzerland.
Yes, one of those countries they were playing and caught this on camera. Mind you, this was a...
Swedish.
Thank you. This was a Swedish camera, not the U.S. Olympics. They set it up to catch Canada cheating.
Yep.
Not only Sweden did it, Great Britain did it too. So everyone's going against Canada right now. And
it's not just the Canadian men's team, the women's team later on. So this happened like 2 days ago. Yesterday, the women's team got called for it. And then what's so weird is like they were so blatantly, in my opinion, doing it, but then they were also so blatantly being like, no, we didn't. What are you talking about? I mean, the Canadian dude even like said they were like, they kind of had a back and forth and it was very kind of like very passive aggressive. It was like, oh, I guess you'll do this. I guess I'll do this. And then the Canadian guy literally told the Swedish guy, you can fuck off.
Which, like I said, gentleman's sport, that is like a huge, you don't do that in curling. There are no expletives. Uh-huh. What the hell, dude?
You ever come across a word you've never said for the 34 years of your life? Des just did.
I've said it.
What was the word last week that you couldn't say?
An anemone. The bane of my existence.
Where does Nemo live?
What does he say?
An anemone.
That's what he says?
No.
An
Anemone.
But that's not what Nemo says.
Oh, well, he says it wrong. An anemone.
That he's talking about anonymity?
No, he's talking about an anemone, which is the thing they live in.
An anemone? They live in an anemone? What do they live in?
An anemone.
What are you saying?
An anemone. It's a little thing it's like coral that is like poisonous. A sea anemone. Anemone. There it is.
Stop talking at me, Drew. I'm sick of it.
Anemone, anonymity.
That's so cool. So back to the curling. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out with the Canadians. Because, first of all, you would not. I don't know. I think of Canada. I'm like, you guys are all just so happy up there and like just
That's
vibing.
the thing. Like, what is going on?
What is going on?
And I'm sorry, but I need to have
He's
more
not.
hot opinions. Like, this dude, the Canadian guy, Mark Kennedy, he has a punchable face. He really does. Look him up.
I don't need to. We gotta keep moving on. It's either way. You guys gotta tune into curling before it ends, and we need to see Canada go down.
But real quick, before we are talking about all the things we did talk about,
I have more Olympic stuff.
Oh.
I just want to move past curling.
Okay. I guess I'll let go of curling.
What did you want to say, Drew?
Probably what you already have, so I'll
Go
let
ahead.
you say it. The
Go ahead.
cheating thing.
Yes.
Other cheating thing.
Yes.
Des, I think you should talk about
I bet
it.
this Olympian is a Sagittarius, okay? Because he
I'm gonna find out.
Wins bronze, and they're like, how do you feel, my man? And he's like, you know what? I could feel better, but 6 months ago, I met the love of my life, and 3 months ago, I made the worst decision of my life by cheating on her. Right? First of all, dude, it took you 3 months? 3 months to be disloyal to this woman? First of all,
That also, like, yes, but also, like, what? It's just crazy.
it's insane. So there's a lot of discourse
said,
around this that there's like half of the people that are like, wow, for his the biggest stage ever, he wanted to announce like confess his love for her. Like, he can't do this. Like, this should be the happiest day on earth. And he's like, no, it's not. And then there's the other half, which I agree with, that this was a very selfish thing to do.
Yep.
It put her on blast.
Yep.
She doesn't want to be involved. They broke up for a reason. He messed up, and he's doing this again. I thought it was very manipulative. I don't like it at all. So there's two schools of thought. I'm not saying one is wrong, one is right. I'm just telling you what I have, and I disagree with what he did, and I don't think people should look at it as romantic because it's very, like I said, manipulative.
But it's manipulative, and it's also it's look at me, like it's which is crazy for a Pisces to do.
Those Pisces.
Careful, my girlfriend's a Pisces.
I only know they're like sensitive.
They are sensitive, and this little guy was too sensitive.
Yes.
He's got a birthday coming up in a couple days, actually. So.
Wow, happy Pisces birthday, except not at all.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to talk about is Ilya, not from Heated Rivalry.
Which I still need to watch.
No, you don't. Ilya
I don't?
Malinin.
Whoa.
Ilya Anonymous. No, it's Malinin. Malinin. Malinin.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. He's called the Quad God. Right?
Oh,
Have you heard
yeah,
this?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And silly me, I thought it's because his quads were cool.
That makes sense to me.
It's not. It's because he can spin 4 times in the air.
Oh.
But all right, fine. I guess he earned the name Quad God for being a quadruple axel pioneer. He made history by landing the hardest jump in figure skating, the quad axel, which requires 4.5 revolutions.
I feel like quad axel is a name that like.
That's greater. I like quad axel.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, I feel like in LA, like there's a family in Los Feliz and they have a kid named Quad Axel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
LA joke.
But unfortunately, he landed in 8th, which everyone thought he was getting first by 1,000 points.
I listened to this NPR thing and they said that there's been a lot of like high profile American athletes that were supposed to win that have not been winning.
Something's been going on. Right now, I believe the U.S. is in 3rd as far as medals. I believe Norway is 1st, and Italy, of course, it's a host country, is 2nd.
Really?
Yep. Uh-huh.
I mean, Norway, when you think of Norway, you think of winter sports.
Yeah, they have 14 gold medals. Italy have 9, and the U.S. has 6, tied with the Netherlands.
Although, when you think of the Netherlands, you think of winter sports, so...
Yeah, man, Norway is like running away with it. They have 10 more medals overall than us, silver and bronze. So, America, really need you to pick it up. Can't lose to Norway. You just can't.
But we have hockey still coming up, right? The finals in hockey.
Yeah, there's a lot of finals happening, I think. So,
and I think there's a skier that... Oh, God, what's her name? I don't even remember. But there's a skier that has one more event coming up that she could win.
And when I'm excited for her. So on that note, it has been officially over 30 minutes. We have not talked about ball. We got to get to it.
Oof. So the Dolphins...
Whenever you're ready, Drew.
The Dolphins are a football team in southern eastern
leave.
California. No.
Stop.
So the Dolphins, not a lot of crazy news has happened. Oh wait, except we don't have any players anymore. The Dolphins yesterday went on a cutting spree, and by spree I mean 4 players. They cut / released, which is interchangeable. It means the same thing basically. They cut offensive lineman James Daniels and wide receiver Nick Westbrook-Akine yesterday on Monday. But also they cut Bradley Chubb. And he posted a nice little cute thing saying, Miami will always be my home. Love you so much. Bye, Miami. And then we also cut the cheetah. Tyreek Hill has officially been cut from the Dolphins. The cheetah era in Miami is a no more. So with all of those things, we saved some cap space money, and we'll get into more like what cap space means and contracts and that kind of thing next week or the week after. We'll let you know soon. But what I thought was interesting, Tyreek posted a little thing afterwards saying, Miami, you have become my home, but the journey doesn't stop here. Every chapter in life has taught me something. This one taught me leadership, resilience, and mostly gratitude. The love I have for this game is unexplainable. And right now, this offseason, for the first time ever, the cheetah is all the way turned up and locked in. So, again, just saying like, oh, good. I'm glad now you're like... He just says things that I think is like, this is good to say. And it's like, don't always be this honest.
Why is he always talking about... You know what? The cheetah? Like, if I always talked in third person, like, listen, Dez has got to go do this thing now. Like, he's always like,
yeah, but
Tyreek's got to go his own way.
But, like, I take that with a grain of salt with, like, those kinds of athletes. But he's not done yet. He said the cheetah don't slow down ever. So to everyone wondering what's next, just wait on it. The cheetah will be back, born again.
Born again?
So he's playing next year, I think.
We'll see about that.
Also, Perry, our Eagles correspondent, was very upset we didn't talk about this last week. I missed it, but we hired former Eagles offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo as our pass game coordinator, which Perry reminded me is very ironic because he, as the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, never passed the damn ball at all. So we'll see how that goes.
What's the talk around him in Miami? Like, that you've listened to, read? Are they excited for it?
I think everyone like me is apathetic. It's just like, okay, we'll see what happens when it happens. I don't know. My thing, and we will talk a little bit more about this later on, but I think we have to wait and see what we do with Tua. All signs point to us cutting him. Obviously, again, I'll believe it when I see it.
What do you mean all signs point? We've discussed this. They're moving forward from him.
It has not been confirmed yet. It looks like they will. The Dolphins haven't said we're releasing him. Their reports have been released that it looks like, but again, those things have happened in the past.
What was that report I sent you then? Who broke it? It was
NFL Network or something said
the Dolphins are moving on from Tua.
Official reports are coming out that Tua is done. But again, I don't know. I was reading a bunch of stuff about cap space and different stuff. I think, and I'm smart when it comes to football and how to run a team, that it doesn't make sense to do that financially.
To move on from Tua.
Yeah, right now. But it looks like we will, again, we'll go over this later, but the way contracts work and new league years work, if we cut him before June 1st, that's where you get that $99.2 million cap hit. But if you cut him after that, then you can spread it out over 2 years, and it's not as bad of a cap hit. So,
which is what we did.
Exactly. So what I think is probably happening is everyone knows that's what's going to happen, but we aren't going to actually do it until that June 1st designation. But again, like the McDaniel thing, like certain stuff, I will believe things when I see it.
Why would... Now I'm thinking about it. Like, what's the point of cutting them if you're going to be paying them anyways? Like, can another team take on some of their contract?
They can. That totally can happen. But other reports I've read is there is, quote, zero trade market for Tua.
Right, because I'm thinking about Russell Wilson. After the Broncos, he went to the Steelers.
Giants. Oh, no, last year was the Steelers. You're right.
Yeah, Steelers. And they had to pay him something. I think it wasn't this, but it was like $1 million.
Yeah.
It was so low.
Yeah.
But because they don't have to pay much because of... Yeah, we need to dive deeper into like all of... like, especially with Tua.
Yeah.
Because I should know this with Russ, I think, but it's just happened years ago, and like, you know, it was a very traumatic time, and I
did some diving. Like, the main thing that I do know is, like, Tua signed a 212. Hold on, I have the actual number. $212.4 million contract, and 167.17 of that was guaranteed. So that extra money, like, and then it's spread out in different things. You get like a signing bonus, but then like there are certain years of a contract where you only get paid like $5 million. And there's other years of a contract where you get paid like $40 million.
Yeah.
So the way the league year works, if we cut him now, we would have to pay all of his remaining money on his contract, which is that 99.2. But again, if you cut a player at the beginning or later on in a normal year, you are able to spread that over 2 years, like you said that we did that the Broncos did with Russ. So the Dolphins are attempting. I think we're waiting to do that.
Okay.
But yes, you could also trade him to a team, and the team would either have to take on that contract, or the Dolphins could say, "Hey, take Tua. We'll get a player, a trade, but also we'll take on, I don't know, $70 million of his $99.2 million contract."
Okay.
Essentially saying, take Tua and take $70 million, which is just
not going to happen.
I mean, that, sure, but that's better than saying Tua take all $99 million, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
It's saving us. If we did that, it would save us. And there's no reports. The $70 million is just a random number. But that saves us $20 million.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it looks like no one wants Tua.
Okay.
At all. So, I don't know.
Okay.
Those are my Tua. I'm not excited anymore.
Okay.
About the Dolphins. Because now I don't have any wide receivers. I saw something that said Jalen Waddle now wants out too.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
So, I'm looking excited for next year. Mm-hmm. And with that, Des, what's going on in Broncos country?
All right, he's done. The only thing I have about the Broncos, I was just waiting for you to pass the ball, and I was like, he's just sitting in this.
But if I pass the ball, then I accept that it's over. But if I hold on to the ball, then I still have control to try and make it better.
Oh, okay.
But I don't want to. So I'm passing. I didn't take the ball back. I'm sorry.
You just took the ball back. So the only thing I have about the Broncos, so Courtland Sutton posted an Instagram post, and it said, and it was a highlight reel of this past season, and it said chapter closed in his caption, right? Chapter closed. And he posted a highlight reel of this season of the Broncos, and everyone flipped the F out. What the? A chapter closed? Courtland Sutton's leaving the Broncos? No, he's not. Why do I know? Because Courtland Sutton told me.
He did?
And by told me, he posted on his story saying, SMH, shake my head, chapter 8 closed.
But, so I saw this, and I saw everyone freaking out, and I saw someone went back in his Instagram. He's done this every year.
Correct.
At the end of every year, he says chapter closed.
Correct.
Chill out.
Correct. And people like to get their panties in a bunch.
He just signed a contract, which we learned contracts
mean nothing.
But still, chill out.
Yeah. So that's like the only thing I really wanted to talk to Broncos country about. 'Cause other than that, like nothing's happening. Like it's such a boring time in Broncos country. Like which is like such a good place to be. Like we don't have massive turnover like the Dolphins are, and I'm not doing this to rub it in your face, but like it's the first time in over a decade that we have had a quarterback that is sticking around. Even last year we did, but we didn't really know, was that a fluke of a season? Now we know Bo Nix is our franchise quarterback, at least for the next few years. Like, I think he's sticking around. We have now just promoted a new OC, but like, we know what Davis Webb is capable of. Like, we know Vance is staying. The only thing there is to talk about really is free agency, which is like the worst time ever. I'm so bad with free agency. I like don't want any of my children to leave. I'm like, everyone stay here, please, for the love of God. But there's nothing happening. Like there's nothing to talk about. So, which,
like Des said, that seems like a wonderful place to be.
Yeah, which is fine. It's just not great when you talk ball, you know.
So Des and I thought that we were like, oh, look at all these free agents and free agencies happening, and what's happening today on February 17th? There's a transition tag deadline. What does that all mean? We're like, you know what? We talk about sports and football. Mainly, we just talk about football on a national world podcast platform. Maybe we should learn things about it. So we would like to introduce you to a new segment that we would like to call Des and Drew Learn Ball, so we know more about ball, and then you can know more about ball, and maybe people won't be mad at us, and our parents will be proud of us. Ball
is the segment.
Flies right off the tongue. Disclaimer on this segment. Everything we say in these segments and other segments for the matter should not be taken as fact. We have the entire internet and AI at our disposal and still happen to get things wrong most of the time. Hell yeah. LFG. So, all that being said, we're going to attempt to talk about free agency and what it means. What is a free agent? What is a restricted free agent? What is an unrestricted free agent? What are these transition tags? What's a franchise tag? Skin tag. Tag, you're it.
What is, I don't have the NFL schedule in front of me. So what is today?
So today is opens the window where teams can place transition tags or franchise tags officially onto players.
Amazing.
From now until about March 11th, which is when the official 2026 league year starts.
Okay.
So, what is this franchise tag thing? What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm so confused. What does that mean? Well, there are basically two types of free agents. Like I said, unrestricted free agent and restricted free agent. There's also something weird called exclusive rights free agent, but that gets into like really have to learn stuff, and that's confusing. We won't talk about it. So mainly, the easiest one to learn is an unrestricted free agent. It just means players with 4 or more accrued seasons in the NFL whose contracts have expired. A perfect example of that.
What did you say? 4 more what?
What?
What did you say? 4 more?
4 or more accrued. What?
Isn't it accrued seasons?
And then
I have finally done it. I have finally gotten Drew to say a word incorrectly.
Accrued.
Oh, God,
that's not a word.
So
what does that
good.
mean?
I feel so
good. That's what happens. That's what you do to salami.
Yeah. This guy works at a butcher shop, if you didn't know that.
Don't. I work at a bar that's attached to a restaurant that's attached to a butcher shop.
Yes, but that's where the... what did you even say? Accrued.
Whatever. Anyway, the easiest one to figure out is unrestricted free agent. Players with 4 or more accrued. Thank you, seasons whose contracts have expired. We're going to use some of these free agents on the Broncos to explain this. So, undrafted free agents are examples like John Franklin Myers or Alex Singleton. Womp, womp, womp. Also, Justin Strnad. and J.K.
Unrestricted free agents.
J.K. Dobbins. These are all unrestricted free agents.
Okay, you said undrafted free agents. I just making sure so I get the terminology.
Because I can't fucking talk.
Okay, unrestricted free agents.
So like the best one that I can say off the top of my head that I know for a fact is like J.K. Dobbins. So J.K. Dobbins played for the Chargers. He's played more than 4 seasons in the NFL.
Ravens.
And the Ravens. He signed a 1-year contract with the Broncos.
Correct.
Now that contract is over. Mm-hmm. So now he's an unrestricted free agent, which means any team can offer him any kind of money, and he doesn't belong to anybody, and he can just do whatever he wants. Mm-hmm. Basically, he can go out there. His agents can go out there, talk to any team, get a new contract. Mm-hmm. So that's basically what that means.
Okay.
So now we get into restricted free agents. And do you want to talk about restricted free agents?
Yes. So they are they have 3 accrued seasons whose contracts have expired. So the restricted free agents looks like we have Jaquan McMillan. We have Dondre Tillman. I think those are only 2.
I've got Alex. How do you say his last name? The guard.
That's exclusive. Palczewski, that's an exclusive rights free
sorry,
agent.
it's the we're going over this. It's the thing after it. So it's like Alex Palczewski is a guard who is a restricted free agent. Jaleel McLaughlin is a running back who is a restricted free agent.
Oh, then Dondre Tillman is not. Okay, sorry, this is confusing.
I know.
So, you tell me who.
No, you're good. You're good.
Who are the restricted free agents?
Lucas Kroll, Alex Palczewski, Jaleel McLaughlin, Nate Adkins. Those are your restricted free agents.
Okay. So whatever Drew just said. So it's because they've had 3 seasons.
Yes.
Okay. 3 seasons in the NFL.
Yes.
Whether it's been with the same team or not, but whose contracts are expired. Now, with a restricted free agent, their original team, so the Broncos, they can place a tender, like a chicken tender on them.
That's exactly what the name comes from.
They anoint a nugget onto these players and say, we're going to tender you. And they say, oh, thank God, is this Cane's or Chick-fil-A?
Well, and each team has different contracts with different chicken companies. Mm-hmm. So, like, Broncos have a Cane's contract for sure.
Yeah. And even Taco Bell's entering the picture with chicken tender contracts.
Side note, what are we doing? I love Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell.
So loud.
But like chicken tendies, there's a chicken wrap. Although now I say this, during my Taco Bell 50K, one of the runs, I could get a little chicken tendies. I might not F with that.
So you're not upset about it now?
No, I think that
don't
happened
mind so quick.
I know.
That happened
Welcome to my brain.
So, okay. So you can place a chicken tender on them. So it's a 1-year contract offer. Okay. So here's the catch. Right?
What's the catch, Des? What's the catch of the day?
The catch. The other teams can still offer the player a contract, right? However, the original team, the Broncos, they have the right of first refusal. So the Dolphins can look at, let's say they look at Jaleel McLaughlin, our running back, and they say, you know what? I want that chicken tender. And we go, no, a chicken tender has been placed on him. But that means the Broncos have the right of first refusal for the Dolphins, okay? They can either, let's say the Dolphins offer Jaleel at least $10 for their contract, right? The Broncos can say, we can either match that $10 or we'll release it to the Dolphins. It's typically more like $10,000 to $10 million. It's not $10. So if they choose not to match, the new team may have to give up draft pick as compensation. So can you explain that a little better than what I just said?
Basically, yes. So I love that Des used a weird $10 as an example. But basically the Dolphins could say, we want Jaleel McLaughlin. We'll give him a 2-year contract for $5 million. Then the Broncos can say, great, that's the market he's going. We don't mind paying that. We will match that. Then they take him and he's theirs. But if they don't match it, then the Dolphins are like, great, that's ours. We just bought that contract for 2 years, $10 million. But then because he's a player that didn't reach like his first 4 years with his original team or the team that he's played less than 3 years with, the league is like, well, now you've lost a player. Here's some things. So
I thought the 3 accrued seasons, it doesn't matter if you have to play with 3 years with that team.
I know it doesn't. I was just like 3 years of love in the NFL.
Okay, of any, right.
Yeah,
so it's not just with Broncos.
But that's where, and we'll talk more about this like probably next season, but that's where when you see like during training camp, you see like, oh, a player's been waived or a player's been released. Like those are different. And like
it's for 2 or less seasons.
Yeah, if they've passed
in the
waivers.
NFL.
So anyway. But then there's compensatory picks is what they're called. And basically, there's this weird thing. It gets so confusing about like how they decide what these compensatory picks are worth. Like they have to look at like the player and how good they are and what rounds they think they deserve to get. It's a weird thing.
What does that have to do with this?
That if the Dolphins took that, then the Broncos would be awarded.
Took Jaleel.
Yeah.
We would get a compensatory pick.
Yeah.
Isn't the pick, it's just, if Jaleel, if he was drafted 4th round, we would get a 4th round pick.
Sometimes, I think. Maybe. I don't remember.
That's how I understood it.
Okay, then that makes sense.
So, but what I don't understand is like, if we place a chicken tender on a player, why would we just not re-sign them? It's a 1-year contract offer. Like, why not just give them a 1-year contract offer? Because you're trying to get something from another team. And is the contract less than?
I don't really know, other than I think you might be curious to see what other people will pay for this player. And so if the Broncos are like, let's say the Broncos are like, hey, we only want to pay Jaleel $10 million. And they put that tag on him. There's a transition tag. There's also a franchise tag. But I also think, from what I remember reading, and now I'm going back, you can only place a franchise tag once in
Correct.
a year.
I know Justin Simmons had that place.
Yeah. So that's part of it. But the other part, I think, is if, let's say, the Broncos just want to offer Jaleel $10 million, and they say, great, is anyone going to match that? No one matches it. Great, we still get to keep the rights, as opposed to offering him maybe a lot more money to try to keep him or something. Does that make any sense?
A little bit. I'm like trying to research that.
Remember, we're learning at the same time. But it's just, this is where like, it's just so confusing about like the strategy of it all.
Yeah, it's saying like tender. If you tender someone a right of first refusal, which we haven't talked about, you're paying them significantly more than the league minimum. Most teams would rather let that player become a free agent and try to re-sign them for a cheaper veteran minimum deal. Why teams don't tender everyone. That's what it's saying.
Got it.
So you got to tender. Yeah, this is so freaking confusing.
So I think that's where this comes in, and I saw this in a video that we both watched of like when you place a tender on a player, you have to either offer them like 120% of their initial like contract, or the average of like 5 players at that position. And so that's more money, as opposed to letting them become a free agent, and if no one signs them, then you can sign them for less. Because everyone's trying to not spend a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, in both, like most, I guess in most elementary terms, unrestricted free agent, if you see UFA next to a player, that means they've been in the NFL 4 or more seasons.
Yep.
RFA, restricted free agent, means 3 seasons. Exactly. So you want to keep an eye on that for free agency. And then you have exclusive rights free agent, which is 2 or fewer seasons, so ERFA. And it's just, the tenders is where I'm getting extremely confused.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I don't have anything else to add to it because I don't understand it.
I mean, I understand it to the extent that I know what they are. I don't know why they are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get that like a team can place a tender on a team, and then at that point another team gets a chance to match it, and then, or gets a chance to offer a contract, and then the original team can match that contract or let it go. I get that. That makes sense. I don't know why you would do that versus letting them just become a free agent. That's what's confusing to me. Yeah,
and I think for just like the casual ball fan, you mainly just need to keep an eye out on, I think it's like, do you have the NFL calendar? When does free agency start?
March 11th.
March 11th.
When the league, so that's when officially the 2026, like for bookkeeping and like work reasons, the league years start at different times. So the 2026 NFL year, not the playing season, but the year starts on March 11th. And then that's when teams can start signing, because like contracts have to go by a year basis. So like that's when like a new contract year will start. So that's how that works, because
And that's when you start learning. 48 hours prior, so March 9th then is when the legal tampering period starts. And that's when you're going to really start hearing, hey, this player has had a gentleman's handshake to go to this team. This is what's happening. So you might be asking, okay, so what are we doing? It's February 17th up until March 9th. But I'm hearing Jaleel McLaughlin might go somewhere else. You can still talk to other teams, and that's sort of called tampering technically. And from what I understand and what I read is like teams don't really ever get in trouble for tampering unless it's like really obvious. And tampering is just discussing outside of the allowed time for when the new year starts, but everyone does in this next month. You have to get a picture of like sort of where you want to sign with, what's going to be the offer and things like that.
And because basically I think some of the reasons like that starts is it's hard to say like, oh, this is an official meeting to talk about work and contracts versus like, let's all go grab dinner as friends. Like that's kind of where it can, be this gray area. And I also believe, and I could be wrong, but that only is like for restricted free agents. Like an unrestricted free agent, the contract's done. Or they've been released. Like Tyreek Hill can talk to anybody and agree to do anything. Well, he can't agree to it, but like can talk to anybody, do anything, whatever, because he doesn't belong to a team. But like these restricted free agents, that's why they're restricted. They're still this slight possession of one team.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. So, I mean, we learned a little bit more about ball.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where we learned more and I'm more confused.
I am more confused after we've spoken about it. So that's fun.
I think this segment went well and we'll keep doing it for sure. And by the end of this like end of our season, I'll know nothing about anything.
Maybe we can revisit this next episode.
But it's like, when like they say when you learn something, you have to forget something else.
I did not know they said that.
That's not real, but like I just feel like I'm going to start plugging so much like really intense NFL knowledge into my brain that I'm either A, going to forget, like where I parked my car and like what my birthday is, or nothing else can come into my head. So it's just going to like ooze out of my nose. Do you know what I mean?
No, but I totally get it. I don't know what you mean, but I get it. I get it.
No, you don't.
I don't. You're right. I think for those that are, I don't care that much about football outside of the Broncos. Now I do with Sportsball. But here's the thing is a lot of people are like, oh shoot, do I need to pay attention to XYZ? Like, no. For the chill football fan, none of this matters. All anyone's talking about right now on the NFL Network on ESPN is free agency like ideas, like, ooh, where might this player go? No one knows. No. Like they can go anywhere, and that's all the talk is going to be from now until March. You're just going to say, oh, this player could be leaving for this. Like, no one freaking knows, dude, until an actual report is released saying from this player or from this player's agent. So that's just like what you're going to be seeing a lot if this is somewhat of your first time getting into the NFL world.
100%. So, I mean, with that, we could squeeze into the old league catch up. But I do want to do that real quick in kind of conjunction with what we just talked about, because the Fox Sports released the top 10 league free agents.
Okay.
Like, that they rank.
Okay.
And the top one is George Pickens. And the reason I bring that up is because I think there have been some connections for George Pickens and the Broncos, correct?
I actually have not heard that.
I have.
You have?
I'm plugged in. Well, I've heard that the Broncos, even though they have Courtland Sutton, who is not going anywhere.
But his chapter is closed.
But chapter 8 is closed. Could use some help at wide receiver.
Yeah, that's very obvious. I think I'm not saying what you said was a silly take, but like I think with our offense, like I have said, like we were talking about Max Crosby.
Yes.
I want us to target offensive players during free agency. You know?
I think because people look at like, I think it's probably, I mean, it's oddly enough, the Broncos don't need help on defense. Everyone knows that. And they have a quarterback. So then it's like, well, where do you look at? The offensive line is pretty good. So it's like, okay, running back, tight end, wide receiver. So I just think a good team, and if you're George Pickens, but from what no, he's a free agent. I thought that maybe there's rumors that the Cowboys are going to place their franchise tag on him.
I heard that, yeah.
Which, again, we all know what that means. But basically, it's just an extra year. It's an extra year on the contract. So I think he's a restricted free agent. Okay. I think he's coming in on his 4th season. So anyway, if they don't do that, the Broncos might go after him.
Yeah, I also heard a little whisper that Rico Dowdle the Broncos is a top landing spot for him.
I would love that.
Drew loves Rico Dowdle.
Rico Dowdle. I've loved him for years. Everyone knows that.
Years. So he was on the Cowboys. Now last year with the Panthers was having amazing numbers putting up. And then I saw that. I was like, well, that's so weird. We have J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. J.K. Dobbins only had 1 year. And J.K. Dobbins, he has now become like the face of the Broncos. Like he just talks about how much he loves being on the Broncos. But I don't. He just gets injured a lot.
I was going to say, if you're the Broncos, I don't know if you would want to spend more money.
I know, so that's why I might think we might be looking at running back to go alongside R.J. Harvey.
Yeah.
And especially in free agency, because we just got a ton of money from being out of the shackles that is the Russell Wilson contract.
Can't wait for that to happen to the Dolphins.
Yeah, you just started your 5-year sentence now. So that's another name, but those are the only 2 names I've sort of seen.
But, which is funny because on this list, another running back who Fox Sports has as the top 10 is Kenneth Walker, former Super Bowl MVP.
But I have seen a lot of people saying he's staying at the Seahawks. Yeah. I even saw that for George Pickens, not even with the franchise tag ordeal.
Yeah.
I just think because he just had a record-breaking season, like just a killer season, they're going to want to hang on to him. But also remember Micah Parsons last year, everyone was like, he's going to have to stay, right? Like Jerry Jones won't be that stupid. That's so funny. Of course he will be.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what the hell that man's going to do. But what I did see is the 9th top free agent is, say it with me, Malik Willis.
And I did see a different article, not written by Andrew Simon, saying that the top landing spot for Malik Willis was not the Packers, the Dolphins.
And a lot of people are saying that. I think the biggest caveat is he's a free agent. So it's what is he going to be offered in the free agent marketplace? Are there other places that want him? Because again, the Dolphins don't have any money right now. I saw this article saying they suspect him getting somewhere in the world of a $40 million contract.
Okay.
Which, if the Dolphins don't pay anybody anything else, we could afford that.
Okay.
And it's just a matter of how hot of a name is he going to be. Because most likely he's going to go to the place that has the most money. Now, granted, his ex-defensive coach is there. As everyone knows.
They're at the Dolphins.
Hafley, Hafley, the defensive coordinator for the Packers, went over to the Dolphins to head coach them. So it's not like it was the offensive coordinator that has like a super big connection with him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it is Hafley, and then our GM also used to be the president of operations in the Packers. So we're at, like, the Broncos became the New Orleans Broncos. The Dolphins are becoming the Green Bay Dolphins.
Yes.
We always struggle with this, but something like
One
that.
of those.
So I think that would be cool. I would, as the kids say, F with that. Horde.
Yeah. I think it's possible. I don't think you should completely write it off. I think they could have a lot of sway of being like the new face. Hey, do you want to be the new face of our team? You're getting the starting position.
100%.
Which, who knows? Maybe Quinn Ewers picks it up. Oh, okay, you're right.
So, yeah, I mean, I think the other baby names I've heard is Kirk Cousins.
He's not done yet?
I don't know, technically.
Okay.
And also on this list, the Fox article has Daniel Jones as the second highest free agent. So,
do you think The Colts will re-sign him? Right, yes. But then he got injured.
I know.
But is he injury prone?
I don't know.
I don't
Apparently
think so.
he played on a broken leg for like half the season, so.
I'd be shocked if the Colts let him go.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, but also the Colts can only offer him so much money, and maybe someone else offers him more. I think either he stays with the Colts or someone pays him a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, I know the Cardinals are looking at moving on from Kyler Murray. I know, I'm trying to think of some other teams that like need a quarterback, but
Raiders.
well, yeah, but they're going to take Mendoza.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's either Malik Willis and we make an attempt at having a good season next year, or it's Quinn Ewers or someone else that I don't know yet, and we like unofficially tank.
Yeah.
Because next season's QB draft class is apparently good.
Damn. Well, a lot to look forward to for your season, huh, Drew? Huh?
Super exciting.
Yes, that's so exciting.
I would be pumped. I would be excited if Malik Willis signed with the Dolphins.
Okay, let's put it out there.
My little Sagittarius, Leo stuff. My little sparkles.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
What? Yeah.
No.
Like the horoscope, like your horoscope manifestation. Are you just talking about being woo-woo?
Yeah.
Copy.
I'm just saying
I
words
like
that you can't string together.
No, that's okay. But overall, I feel like we're trying to learn new things, and it's gonna eventually get there, and you're gonna be along for the ride, and hopefully you might learn something too, but that's mainly what we're going to be doing this off season.
Yeah.
And it's going to go a lot better next time.
We can crowdsource too if you have ideas of things we want to talk about. We won't talk about other sports.
No, we don't want to talk about other sports.
We don't want to talk about other sports.
Besides the Olympics.
Yeah. And maybe Drew will squeeze in a little Rockies talk.
That is baseball. Okay, so we might talk about other sports.
Spring training, baby. No, we won't. Dez is mad at Drew.
I am not. I just don't know where you're going with this.
But porque no los me too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo también.
But I think that's about it.
Yeah,
so
that has to be it.
is coming up. Olympics are ending, so if you haven't watched anything, just watch a thing.
Yeah,
on Olympics.
Check out. Just Google curling.
Yeah,
YouTube curling, and there's some cool stuff that's going on.
And then we'll keep you guys updated on all our GTA moments on our street.
Yeah. Also, follow Drew on his normal TikTok page because I'm going to be attempting to put content out there about how I train for the Taco Bell Marathon. This week's content might be a little thin because I can't breathe right now and I can't stop coughing.
No.
But I ordered some probiotics that are getting in the mail today. So pretty cool. That'll help with all my Taco Bell training I have to do. You know what I mean? So I bought a pill, like a pill thing, like an organizer, Sunday through Sunday, and I literally thought to myself, Des is going to be so proud of me that I did this. And then when I did it, Des looked at me and she was like, why are you doing that? That's stupid. There's a much more to that. I don't know why I'm holding on to this episode.
We can end it at any point.
Go Bronc Fins!